5 emotional triggers parents must heal. So, we're going to learn about 5 triggers we must heal from as parents. What are those triggers we need to work on ourselves? What are those triggers we need to heal from? Number 1, 5 core triggers. Number 1, disrespect. We need to work on this trigger. How do you react when you feel disrespected? How do you react when your child has just disrespected you, or when you feel disrespected at your place of work? Do you handle it in the right way? How do you react? It's a trigger for a good number of us. And most times when you feel disrespected, a good number of people are all over the place. Your emotions are everywhere. You're shouting, you're yelling, you're screaming. It's a sign that there's unvalidated identity. It's a root sign that you need to deal with identity. So we must be able to understand our triggers. We must understand that sometimes these triggers will happen. You might not really have control of the trigger. You might not really have control of the things that might make you to feel triggered, but you have control of the way you can react. You have control of your emotions. You have control of how you can handle such triggers. So what is this trigger? That's, what is that thing that triggers you? And when it does, how do you react? Another core trigger we need to work on, we need to heal from as parents is crying. Most of us as parents, we get triggered when our children cry. Your child is crying and you're angry. Why? Why do we do that? It's a sign you need to heal. It's a sign that a lot of us, most people, were emotionally suppressed. Maybe your child is crying and you remember while you were growing up, you were emotionally suppressed. Maybe your parents did not allow you to cry. Maybe when you cried, your parents shouted at you. When you cried, your caregivers told you to keep quiet. When you cried as a child, your caregivers asked you, why were you crying? Why are you crying? Your mate is not crying. Your sibling is not crying. So why are you crying? It's a root sign of emotional suppression when you are triggered by crying. When you're triggered by your child crying, it's a sign that you need to heal, that we need to heal, because the truth is that we don't have to be triggered that someone is crying, or we don't have to be triggered that our children are crying. All we need to do is to see how we can help and how we can support the best way we can our children in that difficult time, and not to feel triggered. Another trigger we need to heal from is failure. Most of us, we are so triggered with failure. In fact, most of us feel that failure is bad. Most of us feel like the opposite of success is failure. No, the truth is that failure is part of your success process. Failure is part of success. Failure is not the opposite of success. The opposite of success, is when you give up, or when you don't make any efforts. When you tell yourself you are done, you are done. That is the opposite. So we must get comfortable with failure. When you're triggered by failure, it's possible that you're this kind of person that likes everything to be perfect. It's possible that there's this root sign of perfectionism. So when you feel you're scared, you don't want to come back again, you don't want to try, you're doing a video, you make a mistake and you'll say, oh my God, I made a mistake, I'm going to delete it, I'm not going to post it. That is not the right thing. There's a root sign of perfectionism. You want everything to be perfect, you want the situations to be perfect, environment to be perfect before you can do what you have to do. It's a trigger we need to work on as parents. Number 4, rejection. Most of us are triggered by rejection. Most of us are triggered by rejection. Even in your interaction with your spouse, with your children, when you feel a little sign of rejection, it's a big trigger for a good number of us. And what is the root? The root is childhood abandonment. A good number of us were abandoned as children. A good number of people were abandoned by their caregivers. A good number of people could not really trust their caregivers. Maybe your caregiver told you, okay, I'm coming, and you're out, and maybe when you come out, your caregiver has gone. This childhood abandonment, so it has now translated to rejection. So as an adult, you're triggered when you feel any sense of rejection. You're triggered when someone rejects something, when someone rejects your opinion, when someone rejects your offer, when someone rejects your contribution. You're triggered. It's a sign you need to heal. Then number 5 is back talk. When you constantly backtalk, and it's the root cause is unresolved trauma with authority. When you have this unresolved trauma with authority, the truth is that a good number of us fight authority. A good number of people fight authority. When you get to a space, you're looking for which authority, who is responsible for this, who is not responsible for this. It's a sign you need to work on yourself. So today, I want us as parents to write down, what is that trigger? What is that thing that triggers you? We need to get to this point of being aware, because when we are aware, it will help us to be able to heal. When you are aware of your triggers, it's going to go a long way towards your healing journey. And obviously, call God to ask to help you. Tell God to review, the triggers, and even the triggers you've been able to realize. Tell God to walk on this journey of healing with you, because the truth is that we all need to heal, and we all have to get to this point of managing our triggers in the right way, of dealing with our triggers in the right way. I believe this video has been helpful. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.